Hello there and welcome to Be Hello there, welcome to Be Creative. Today I'm going to be showing you how to solve a Rubik's Cube. Today I'm going to be showing you how to go from this to this. So only geniuses can solve this cube. Now actually I'm just kidding. Even you can solve the cube. So before you start, a few things you need to keep in mind. First, up. This is the up. This is the upper part of the cube. This is the right. This is the left. This is the down. And this is the
that TV show.
Wait. So this is the up, and this is the right. This is the left. This is down. This is front. This is back. So you need to keep this in mind. You should know all these rotations because they will come in handy. Okay, so there are a few things you need to know, which is the clockwise and counterclockwise or anti-clockwise rotations. So if you see U, this is U, that's clockwise, U, and this is U prime, R, and R prime. This is L, L prime, F, F prime, and this is D, B, and this is B prime. This is B, and this is B prime. This is D, D prime. So U is the clockwise rotation, that's this way, and U prime is the counterclockwise rotation, that's this way. R, clockwise rotation, R prime, counterclockwise rotation, and that's the same for everywhere. This is L, which is the clockwise rotation, L prime, anti-clockwise rotation. So each rotations is as if someone is looking directly at that place. For example, up, you are looking directly at it, and that's clockwise and anti-clockwise. Right, looking directly at it, clockwise and anti-clockwise. L, you're looking directly at it, and that is clockwise and anti-clockwise, and that's the same for every other part. Pause. Okay, so now I'm going to show you how to properly hold the cube. So if you want to hold the cube, this is the proper way of holding the cube. Make your thumb touch this place like this, and then use your middle finger, touch the middle part, and your ring finger touch here. Your index finger should touch the top, and do the same on the other hand too. This is just to make it easy for you to move the cube like this. To make things easy for you to move, to be able to move the cube really easy. So yeah. Okay, so now I'm going to show you how to do the right and left trigger. So you should keep this in mind because it will be very helpful to use it in the future. So this is the right trigger. That's the right trigger.
What?
Okay, now let me do it slowly. This is right trigger. So right trigger is simply R, U, R prime. That's the right trigger. The right trigger, R, U, R prime. So that is the right trigger. So because of the proper, that's the right trigger. And now I'll show you how to do the left trigger. So this is the left trigger, and I'm going to do that slowly now. Okay, so you should keep this in mind. You're solving for pieces and not stickers. You're solving for pieces, not stickers. For example, here, this piece over here, this might be yellow, this might be orange, but the sticker above it is yellow. but this here is orange, but sticker below it, beside it, is green, this white, and this blue. So each piece are all different. This is the side piece, this is the edge piece, so you should keep this in mind because we'll use this in the future. And this is the middle piece. The middle piece never moves, it is always in place, it always stays where it is, so you should keep this in mind. So that means the orange piece will always be opposite the red piece, the yellow always opposite white, green always opposite blue. So you need to keep this in mind, and you should also know that practice makes perfect. So you should practice a lot if you really want to learn how to solve this. So you need a lot of practice. Before I learned how to solve it, I practiced this a lot. Don't worry if you've already forgotten all what I just said because we will look into it while we're learning how to solve the cube. So don't worry, and you could also go back and rewind the video to check back on what I said, so don't worry. So now on to the solving the cube. So solving the cubes, we have 8 steps. 8 steps to solving the cube. The goal of the first step is to make what looks like a daisy around the yellow center. So this first step, you have to solve it yourself. So basically you're just gonna move the white sides around the yellow center. So you look for them and then move them to the yellow center. So for example, now this white side, I want to move it up here. So all I need to do is to move the top like this and then move it like this. So we have our white sides around the yellow center. So just ignore the edge for now. So now on to the next step. The goal of the next step is to solve for the white cross. Okay, so all you need to do to solve for the white cross is look at all the white sides that you just moved over here and look at the sticker beside them. For example, here we have blue. You match with the blue center, it's already matched, so you move it 180 degrees, so it's moved down there. And then look for another white side, and this is the white side, the sticker beside it is orange. Look for the orange center, so we've matched it, move it 180 degrees. Another white side, sticker beside it red, so match it the red center, 90 degrees. White side, green, sticker beside it, matched already, so move it 180 degrees like that. So that's it for the second step. And now on to the third step. The goal of the third step is to solve the entire white side, the entire white part. So now we're going to solve it. So to solve it, you're just going to look for the white edges. We want the white edge to be at the top corner. So here's one at the top corner. We look at the sticker beside it. Here's blue, and then the sticker beside that white corner, you match it diagonally with the blue center. So it's matched diagonally now at the blue center, and then since it's on the right hand side, you perform the right trigger, and then look for another white edge, which is this. Look at the sticker beside it, it's orange. Since it's on the right hand side, we perform the right trigger. So now we look for another white edge. If your white edge is at the top, all you need to do is to bring it back to this side. So to do that, you look at the white edge and then match it directly opposite to the place you want it to be. So now I want it to be here, which is blank space that is not white, so we match it opposite. So now that it's opposite, directly opposite, you perform the right trigger twice since it's on the right hand side. Good. So now we've moved it to the top corner, which is where we want it to be. So now we repeat that step. Look at the sticker beside it, red, match it diagonally, perform the right triggers on the right hand side. So we look for another white sticker, which is this. We match it diagonally, the sticker beside it, and perform the right trigger. Pause. So if your sticker is at the bottom corner, all you need to do is to move the cube like this, make this place face you, the sticker beside it, and then perform the left trigger. Since it's on the left hand side, perform the left trigger. So we've moved it to the top, and then look at the sticker beside it, orange, match it diagonally with the orange center, and perform the left trigger. So that's it. Now we've solved the entire white part. What happened?
Still doing.
So now we've solved the entire white part, and as a bonus, we've also solved the entire bottom parts. So now on to the next step. The goal of this next step is to solve for the entire bottom part. That's this whole part like this. So to solve for the entire bottom part, you look for this. You look at this. Look at the sticker above. Look for the side piece that is not yellow. For example, this is yellow, so we won't choose it. So we can choose from this, this, and this. But this. So this is a side piece that is not yellow, blue and red. So match the blue with the blue center. So we've matched it. Then we look at the sticker above it. We look for the. We want to solve the entire bottom part now. So to solve the entire bottom part, we look for the side piece that is not yellow. For example, this side piece here is not yellow. So we match it with the blue center since it's blue, and then we look at the sticker above it, which is red. Then we check where the red is, where the red center is. Whether we look for the. We want to solve the entire bottom part now. So to solve the entire bottom part, we look for the side piece that is not yellow. For example, this side piece here is not yellow. So we match it with the blue center since it's blue, and then we look at the sticker above it, which is red. Then we check where the red is, where the red center is. Whether the goal of step 4 is to solve for the entire bottom part of the cube. Move the camera on top. To solve the entire bottom part of the cube. So all you need to do is to look for a side piece that is not yellow. For example, this side piece over here, it's not yellow. So you match this sticker with the center that is the same color as it. So this is red, so match with the red center. Match that, and now we look at the sticker above it, which is green. So we look to our left, and look to our right, and see where exactly that green center is. For example, now it's on the right hand side, so we'll move it this way and perform the right trigger. So now we'll look at the. We've displaced this white sticker, so now to put it back, remember this previous step. We are going to match the sticker beside the white sticker diagonally with the green center. So now we've matched it. Since it's on the left, perform the left trigger. So now we look for another side piece that is not yellow. So for example, this side piece here is not yellow, so match it with the orange center. Look at the sticker above it, green. Is it on your right or the left? It's on the left, so move it this way and perform the left trigger. So now we look for the side piece. So now we display this white sticker. So now to put it back, so repeat it again. Not yellow, right, displace this sticker, left trigger, not yellow, it's on the right hand side. So now we've solved the entire bottom part of the cube. If you have a situation whereby none of the side pieces not yellow like this. All the side pieces are yellow, but you still not solved the entire bottom corner. Don't worry, all you have to do is to look for that piece that isn't in place. For example, this piece, since it's on the right hand side, all we need to do is to perform the right trigger. So now displace this sticker, we put it back. Then if you notice, it was red and blue, and it was green and blue, and now that piece, it has come back to this place. So now all we need to do is put it back. Look at the sticker above it. It's on the right hand side, so move it this way, perform the right trigger. So match it diagonally. Since we've displaced the white sticker, put it back, and we've solved the entire bottom part. Now on to the next step. The goal of the next step is to solve the yellow cross. That's this part. So look at me. So now we're going to solve the yellow cross. To solve the yellow cross, we're going to use an algorithm, which is FURU'R'F, If you're looking for a mnemonic, you can call it FURU'R'F. So let's start. So if you have a situation like this whereby the only yellow sticker you have is at the middle, all you need to do is just to perform the algorithm FURU'R'F. If you have a yellow sticker whereby if you have a situation whereby the yellow sticker forms a straight line, face it towards you like this, and then perform the algorithm again. FURU'R'F. So if you have a situation whereby you have something that looks like an L, ignore this. You have something that looks like an L, just turn it to make it look like a backward L, and perform the algorithm again. FURU'R'F. So now we've solved for the yellow cross. Got you. Okay, now on to the ready, start. Okay, now on to step 6. The goal of step 6 is to solve for the entire yellow part of the cube. And when you're solving for the entire yellow part of the cube, you should notice you will never have 3 yellow corners. You will either have 1, 2, or all 4. So now I have 2. So all you need to do is to look for the yellow edge here, and then move it to your right hand side. That's here. And we are going to perform a new algorithm. Our algorithm is R prime U R U2 R prime. So now let's solve it. R. Okay, now perform the algorithm. Move this to your left hand side and perform the algorithm. R U R prime U R U2 R prime. So now we have a yellow cross. So now we repeat that step again. Move the yellow side to your left hand side, and then perform the algorithm again. R U R prime U R U2 R prime. If you have something that looks like a fish, you face it towards you to your left hand side, and then perform the algorithm again. R U R prime, U, R, U2, R prime. So now we've solved the entire yellow part of the cube. Okay, so in the previous step, when you are solving for the yellow side, when you have the fish, you should know this in mind. You should keep this in mind. When you have the fish, the fish should only come out only twice at the maximum. So now we're going to move to the next step. The goal of the next step is to solve for the edges of the cube. That's all the edges of the cube. And we're going to learn a new algorithm to solve this step. The algorithm is L prime, U, R, U prime, L, U, R prime, R, U, R prime, U, R, U2, R prime. So if you notice the half of the so if you notice you notice that the half of the step of this algorithm is the same as the previous algorithm. So now let's start. So to start, all you need to do is to look for one side. If one side is already solved, just match it and move it to your left hand side. Or if you don't have any side that is solved already, don't worry about it. You just perform the algorithm. So that's L prime, U, R, U prime, L, U, R prime. So if you notice, you have the fish again. That's when we perform the algorithm again, which is R, U, R prime, U, R prime, U, R, U2, R prime. So now if you have one side that's already solved, just face that away from you and perform the algorithm. Okay, so if none of your sides are solved, like we have in this case, all you need to do is just perform the algorithm. L prime, U, R, U prime, L, U, R prime, R, U, R prime, U, R, U2, R prime. So now we perform the algorithm again. So you should have one edge already solved. So you match that and perform the algorithm again. Face it to your left hand side. Perform the algorithm again. L prime, U, R, U prime, L, U, R prime, R, U, R prime, U, R, U2, R prime. So we've solved all the edges. Now on to the step 8. We are finally at the last and final step. Step 8. The goal of step 8 is to solve the entire cube. We are going to learn two algorithms for this step: the clockwise and anti-clockwise rotations. The clockwise rotation is F2 U L R prime, F2 R L U F2. So that's the clockwise rotation. And then for the anti-clockwise rotation is F2 U prime L R prime, F2 R L prime, U prime, F2. Okay, so if none of your sides are already solved, like we have here, all you have to do is to perform the anti-clockwise rotation, which is F2 U prime L R prime, F2 R L prime, U prime, F2. So if one of your faces is already solved, put that away from you and you perform the anti-clockwise rotation again. F2 U prime L R prime, F2 R L prime, U prime, F2. So now we've solved the entire cube. Comment below if you want to keep seeing more videos like this. Comment below, and if you have any questions, just leave it in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video and you want to keep seeing more videos like this, please like this video, share with your friends so that they can also learn to solve the cube, and subscribe to the channel. And as always, be creative.